My name is Janicia, and today I'm going to show you all the beautiful things that's currently happening in our garden. So we're in the front yard, and over here we have a salvia with a morning glory that's a volunteer, and it's growing all over it. I'm contemplating whether I should just take it down or I don't know, but I kind of like the look. But I know that it's gonna get way more than I want it to be. And then behind here, I have some zinnias that are mostly volunteer zinnias that came up. I want this area to be a little bit thicker, but we'll just leave it as it is for now. And then here I have eggplants that I planted last month and some peppers in the back of the eggplants, along with a few weeds that's popping up. We've been getting a lot of rain lately, finally, so the weeds are trying to pop up wherever they can. And in the following row, we have Swiss chard and cauliflower. The cauliflowers are not doing the best, and the Swiss chard are starting to have a little bit of disease because of the heat. We have volunteer zinnias that came up. I just left it. Here I have a calendula. This is a celosia along with a holy basil. They're growing together as family, and we'll just let it be. This is a Mexican herb called papalo, I think it's called. I grew this last year. I don't really love the smell of it, but it came back up, and there's a lot of volunteers that keep popping up in the yard, so I did leave a few of them. I have to figure out ways to actually use it the way that I guess traditional Mexicans would use it, because I'm not too sure. I just wanted to try something new when I bought it. In the same row further down, there is Malabar spinach. These are all volunteer spinach as well, and I'm actually happy about this because I had some seeds. I planted them and they did not germinate, so it's really good to have free Malabar spinach that we can eat, juice, and we treat it just like regular spinach. I do have Roma tomatoes here. They grew so fast, oh my. And then we have a few pepper plants in the front. I'm mixing up my pepper plants, so I'm not sure if this is just a regular bell pepper or just another sweet pepper. So I'm mixing them up at the moment, but this is a pepper plant that's growing right here. We have marigolds. This is called Eskimo, and then behind here we have our peppers. We have a lot of peppers that's actually coming in, which is beautiful. I love that. Behind the marigold, we have watermelon. This is supposed to be a sugar baby watermelon, but a bush variety. But it's not really bushing to me. It's look like it's vining. It's trying to vine, okay? So we'll see what happens. There is 3 of them here. And then we have a volunteer holy basil because my yard just love holy basil. They just volunteer themselves everywhere in their yard. And then behind here we have some variations or different varieties of tomato plants that are growing here. And at the borders of my front yard garden, I bordered it with flowers. I like doing this because it's beautiful, and because it's my front yard, you want it to look pretty, so you want to keep the flowers and the beautiful things on the outskirts of the garden. So I have a few dahlias. I don't remember the exact variety, but this one that I'm holding is one of my favorites. It's so beautiful and the head is so big. And then another one, this one is my original dahlia plant that I had, and I just kept on splitting the bulbs, and now I have multiple plants layered throughout my garden, especially in my front yard. I also have some black-eyed Susans, which are here in the front yard, and they bring a very beautiful look to the front yard, and I love the way that they look. It's so pretty, and they just bring me so much joy. Another flower that I do have a lot of that's sprinkled all over the yard is echinacea or coneflower. I really like this flower because I use it for teas, and I also use it as cut flowers, and I make tinctures from it every year for my family, and it's something that I do adore. So I love the way it looks. It's very pretty, and it's just sprinkled everywhere because over time it multiplies itself, and I also save the seeds and start more. I have one trellis in the front yard, and on that trellis I am growing alufas and scarlet runner beans. The scarlet runner beans are starting to flower, so they look really good, but the trellis hasn't really filled in as of yet, but by maybe August, it will be fully filled in. I got this plant from a lady on Facebook Marketplace. It's a perilla. She was giving away the plant for free. So I took it, and it was actually late in the year, and some of the seeds fell here, and so it came back, and it looks so beautiful. I love it. I love the taste. It tastes so good with like red meat. It's so good. This is a Thai pepper plant. It's pretty small. This is my first time growing moringa in this area, so I was not too sure how it was going to take, but it's finally taken off, it seems. And then here we have other pepper plants that I planted. These are cayenne peppers right here that's growing along in front of the moringa plants. And I do have another pepper plant here. This one. This is it's a Hungarian pepper plant. We have a few sunflowers that are volunteer sunflowers. They were planted here somehow from one of the sunflowers from last year. And I thought about moving them, and I did move some, but I kind of like it here, so I just left it. This is a crooked neck squash. My husband trimmed back this thing, so everything is in here. And these are just some potato plants that are growing in these bags. These have always been here. And a pepper plant. I don't remember what pepper plant this is because, you know, I'm a gardener. We don't remember what we grew, where, and how. As you can probably tell, I love dahlias, and so I have them at the other end of my property as a border between myself and my neighbors. This is a perennial hibiscus that I bought. I think I told you guys in my last video, I'm not sure. But I did buy this from Walmart in Alabama. Thought it died basically, and then it came back, and then I realized that it was a perennial hibiscus plant. So it's finally flowering. It looks so gorgeous, so beautiful. I really love it. We have a volunteer sunflower that's growing along with my goji berries. These are goji berries plant that was planted here over the spring. I did see a few flowers on here, so we'll see if we'll get goji berries this year. This is another Eskimo marigold, another goji berry plant. Some zinnias, another marigold, and then we have an artichoke here. Here I have potatoes. These are probably purple potatoes. I grew potatoes here last year, and I think I left some in the bag, so they grew back. And so that's what's happening here. They're starting to die back, so that means that I'll be able to have a harvest very soon. More coneflowers. Okay, this one is called white wedding hydrangea. It's so pretty. I love it. I love that it's white. Like, this is probably like one of the only white flowers I have, so it's really pretty. The butterfly bush is another plant that is so beautiful, and it smells so good. It smells up your entire yard, and the butterflies and all the insects gravitate towards it. They really do love it. Welcome to the side garden of my property. So this garden is full of echinaceas, volunteer zinnias, lots of volunteer zinnias. We grew zinnias here last year on one side, and then more came back, and I just left it because I love it. The trellis that is here is a new addition, and currently right now what's trellising on this trellis is a birdhouse gourd. It was a volunteer, it just came up exactly where I needed something to trellis, and I love a birdhouse gourd simply because they're fun. Also, we have a volunteer sunflower because sunflowers grew here last year, and I just left it, and a few other weeds that's trying to sneak in here. So I do have a lot of cleaning up still left to do, and I do still have a little bit left to fill in. These are my children's tomato plants. They're getting tomatoes before I am, so it looks pretty good. And someone's tomato plant is falling over. Let's see if I can fix it. Okay, so We're now officially in my backyard, and we have our first trellis here, which is growing tomatillo. It's the yellow variety. It tastes so good to me. I love it. And then we have some cucumbers that's growing along here that hasn't taken off as of yet. So we have a tomato plant here and some cucumbers, which haven't fully taken off as of yet. A zinnia plant that's growing here that I'm assuming is a volunteer. Another tomatillo. I believe these are asparagus beans that I planted here. Along with the asparagus beans, we also have tomatillo and bitter melon. Bitter melon is the first time that I'm growing this, and I'm super excited because I grew up eating this as a child and drinking the tea. And I also have a few cucumber plants also on the other side of this trellis. And then here we have another marigold, some shallots that I'm experimenting growing. This is a Chinese cabbage or Napa cabbage. Chickens came and ate most of it, but it's going to seed, so I really want to collect the seeds. So this is a cauliflower that I must harvest today. It looks a bit crazy, but it'll still be delicious. And this is a ground cherry plant, which is my children's favorite. It's mine too, but they normally eat more than I get to eat, so it's fine. This is mostly a ground cherry bed, so we have a lot of ground cherries. The ground cherries here, and then there's some baby ground cherries also in the front. And this is a watermelon and some onions that they're very disappointing right now. One of the things that I am super excited about is my elderberry plant. I had more than one and only one survived. And so I am so happy with all the recipes and things that I want to try making elderberries out of. So it's something that I'm excited for, and I'm looking forward to making so many recipes. This raised bed, we have now pepper plants, marigold, some remnants of our cabbages that we've been harvesting. They're pretty small still, but that's okay. We have kale, and these are all from early spring, and this is from the fall. So they're still here. I have, what is this? I don't know. It's something. It's some kind of squash. And this bed, oh, my skirt is like covering my, sorry guys. This was my chamomile plant, but it recently died, and I have a few seeds in here, so I've been taking the seeds off and just sprinkling it back into the ground so that it would just grow more, and I'll just continue having chamomile just growing in this one spot. In this bed, we also have chives, petunias, Thai basil, Swiss chard, kale, and cauliflower. Cauliflower, which you see, they're not this is the luck that I usually have with cauliflower. But I'm gonna keep trying until I get cauliflower to be perfect. So this is not that great, but hey, it's whatever. I'll still eat it. I could even eat the leaves as well, so you're not really losing out. A few tomato plants here in the back of the rows, so I'll be able to grow tomatoes in the back. And that's about it for this bed. Along the walkway, we have Roma tomatoes. Most of them were volunteer Roma tomatoes from my front yard. I dug them out and placed them in grow bags for my backyard. We have another 4x4 bed, and this bed is full of divas, cauliflower, and they don't look too well. But as I said before, I'm going to keep trying to grow cauliflower, and if you have any tips and tricks of how to grow cauliflower, please share with me. I would love to know. In this 4x4 bed, we have kohlrabies, oregano, a few Swiss chard, eggplants, pepper plants, and a random squash plant that my daughter placed here. And that's it for this bed. We're in Georgia and we have Georgia peaches. Look, oh my goodness, peaches. This peach plant is my favorite. And I'm so upset because I don't remember the exact variety of peaches. We always have the best peaches to eat from this one as opposed to my other peach tree that's over there. I have tomatoes that's growing along in the back of this bed. This bed is a bit disappointing to me because there's still grass in here. Even though I don't want it to be, for some reason it's still popped up and came back in here and a bunch of other things that I don't want to grow here, but what can I do? There's a chamomile plant that's here. This is a what is it called? A zloty chamomile plant. Smells so good. In this bed, I just planted these sweet potatoes here, and look how look how much they've grown. It is so crazy. I don't know, like the whole thing is just growing so much. In this bed also, I am going to grow sweet potatoes when these broccolis are finished. This broccoli doesn't look as good as the others. And then I also have some carrots here that are also growing to seed as well, that I'm going to collect the seeds from as well. We have okras, which we just recently planted, and back there is another pomegranate tree that I recently purchased. Over here is all volunteer zinnias. These are all volunteer zinnias that I'm gonna leave it. I like it. At first I was worried about it, but I like it right here. It's just a little small portion of zinnias, so that's fine with me. And over here in this bed, it's more of a transitional bed. So we have a lot of holy basil here, which is gonna be taken out, and some old broccolis as well as Swiss chard that all needs to be taken out. They are diseased and they just look crazy. So we need to flip this bed and make it into something else. And my blackberries, they are blackberrying. They're really doing a good job this year. It's so good, and they're so big and juicy. Look at this. Oh my goodness. What was that?
Is that a mosquito?
No, a mosquito's not that big, Daniel. Oh, you're so silly. So this is
That bird was attacking it.
blackberry. Oh yes. This makes me want more. Okay, but this is not what this is about. These are my blackberries, and they're tasty. Okay, and over here we have all of my lemon balm plants, along with a few sweet mint and some spearmint. This area is one of my newest area that I've been working on, and this area I have some volunteer sunflowers, which I decided to just leave it here. We have a pineapple mint. This is a holy basil again. We have a few celotias along right here, some petunias, echinacea. It's just a lot. I wanted this area to be an herb and flower garden, and I guess it's essentially that. So, well, except for the ground cherries. There are some ground cherries that are growing right here in this area. And these are all ground cherries that are volunteer. I don't know why we have so many. Down here we have some strawberry mint, some geraniums. I have a lavender and another pineapple sage. I also have some perillas that's growing here. And on this trellis, I have butterfly peas and a pea plant that's volunteer. I don't know where it came from, but it's here. And over here, we have elephant ears, lemon balm, and back here we do have a dwarf pomegranate tree that is growing back here, and it's kind of being crowded by everything. And another elephant ears over here. Welcome to my greenhouse. We have fun and games. So we have the collard greens here. It is not looking too well. I'm probably gonna give it, it's gonna be chicken feed. I'm gonna give it to my chickens and they'll enjoy it, because these leaves, everything looks crazy here. So we're going this side first. So on this side, we have, this is tarragon, French tarragon. I think I need to trim these so they could become more bigger. It looks too stringy for me right now. But we have also eggplants here. The eggplants are growing really well. They've actually put on some size within the last few weeks. We have cayenne peppers, and I did put one of those papalo plants in here. Behind the cayenne pepper, we have Chinese celery. This is one of my favorite celeries, and this is my first time growing it inside of my greenhouse. And in the rows in the middle of the greenhouse, we have mostly tomatoes and pepper plants, and I do plan to add a few more basil in here. There are a few basils, but they're very tiny and they're now just germinating. So we have tomatoes, which is what I grew last time, and I like growing tomatoes inside of my greenhouse. We also have kale that was inside of the greenhouse from since last fall. The other side of the greenhouse, we have bush beans and jalapenos. And in front of those, we have another set of eggplants and also Carolina Reaper and a Cuban oregano plant.